Good morning. It is Saturday morning, the 9th of March, 2013. Here's the news for Panama for today. First off, international. The World Economic Forum produces every 2 years, they produce a ranking. They look at 140 countries around the world, and they rank them in terms of their competitiveness for tourism. This year, Panama jumped 19 positions. They were ranked at number 56 in the world, and they jumped to number 37. This is the biggest single jump in this report by any particular country. So, Panama has made a big improvement. Within the region of Latin America, Central America, North America, South America, Panama is fourth behind the United States, Canada, and Barbados. However, importantly, Panama is ranked ahead of Mexico, Costa Rica, and Brazil. Now, Mexico, think Cancun, Costa Rica has had 20 years an advanced start on Panama in developing their infrastructure for tourism. So this is a really big thing for Panama. The tourism industry in Panama is growing by leaps and bounds. Panama, between 2010 and 2012, Panama opened 30 new hotels, and they added 6,200 new hotel rooms to the inventory of those 4,500 in Panama City. And then they rank other things having to do with general infrastructure like the road networks and the airports and all that kind of stuff that goes along to support and help the advancement of tourism within the country. So, a good news story regarding Panama and the ranking for tourism. Okay, another international headline here. Yesterday was the funeral of Hugo Chavez. He's still dead, and Ricardo Martinelli went to the funeral. So that made a little bit of a headline here in Panama. There were like 33 presidents or something there and representatives from many other countries to bury Chavez. And one of the people that attended was Martinelli. So a little bit of a thing there. Okay. Excuse me, I got a cough this morning. This story is from the Panama America, and it has to do with the guy who's he's called the auxiliary prosecutor. He's basically the number 2 guy within the Attorney General structure, Dimas Guevara. He resigned yesterday. He's been working in the public ministry since 1983. Long career, worked his way up through the ranks. He had basically lots of important positions within the public ministry over the years, and the crowning point of his career was this selection as the auxiliary prosecutor, which is kind of like the number 2 guy to the Attorney General. I haven't talked to Dimas, I know him, but I personally think that probably, this is just me guessing, I think that he wanted the Attorney General's job. And when at the end of last year, when Martinelli appointed Ana Belfon to take that position, I think he kind of said, you know what? If I don't get it this time, I'm never going to get it. So therefore, maybe I should move on to do something else. So I think that's kind of what he probably did. I think he just, got fed up and said that's it, moved on. Anyway, too bad. He was a good guy and did a good job as far as I know, and I'm sure that somebody will replace him. He'll be a lawyer doing private practice. Okay, politics. Romulo Rox is one of the two. Him and Arias are the 2 guys. There's 10 candidates that want to be the presidential candidate for the Cambio Democrático political party. They have their primary coming up. He's one of the guys that wants to get that job. He's been running around every day doing some kind of an event. And what he did yesterday was the International Day of the Women, International Women's Day. So thumbs up to all you women out there. He picked up the endorsements, Romulo Rox picked up the endorsements from 2 of the deputies in the National Assembly, Dalia Bernal and Marilyn Vallarino endorsed him. I really don't know who's going to win this election. I know it's going to come down between Romulo Rux and Arias, but I'm not exactly sure who's going to pick it up. I think it's probably going to be Romulo Rux. Anyway, we'll see. Okay, they busted up a network of Colombian thieves yesterday. They did a 24-hour intelligence operation. They busted these 10 guys. They were living in an apartment in the San Francisco Bay Tower, and these were the guys that did the robbery in the house in Coco del Mar, where they took $50,000 worth of jewelry. You know, they convinced the person to open the door, and then they got in and stole all the stuff. So anyway, there was 10 Colombians total arrested. 2 of them were women, and they took them all down. So anyway, maybe that will, I don't know. They had 2 rental cars with them, you know, and no telling what other stuff these guys might have been involved in, but they'll probably figure out what they've been doing, or try to anyway. Okay. Drug trafficking. This is again the guy who worked for the Electoral Tribunal, and he had 78 kilos of cocaine in his pickup truck. So they had a thing where they laid the drugs out and they laid the vehicle out, and they had a little press conference. I think I covered this a couple of days ago when he first got busted, and then they got him back into the city and kind of laid it out a little bit more for the press. Okay, Panama is going to be Panama is going to host the International Field Hockey Championship for Central America. Now, I didn't even know that they played field hockey in Central America. As a matter of fact, this is the first time that they're going to have an international championship for field hockey for Central America. It's going to be played between the 22nd and the 30th of June this year. And they believe that they're going to get teams from the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Guatemala, Peru, Venezuela, and Panama. So there is a Panamanian Federation of Field Hockey. Once again, I didn't know. So this is something new. I know there's a lot of people out there that play a lot of field hockey in the States. So this might be something you guys might be interested in. So, hey, caught my eye. I don't know. Okay, here's a sad story out of Panama. There was 3 kids that got out of school, and there's a river that runs right through the middle of Panama. And these kids, they would go down to the river and basically just swim and screw off and stuff after school. Well, they got attacked by a swarm of Africanized honeybees. There were 3 kids, like when they got attacked, 2 of them went this way, 1 of them went that way. The 2 kids that went this way, they kind of helped one another, and they were able to get away from the swarm, and they survived. One of them had like 1,000 bee stings. The other kid was 16 years old, and he couldn't swim, but he apparently threw himself in the water in an attempt to get away from the bees, and he drowned. So they found him in the water, dead, bee stung, and drowned. So that's just a sad thing. Okay, last thing here. How am I doing on time? Doing not too bad. Okay, yesterday there was a small fire in a Metro bus right here on Via Transísmica in front of the university. There, in the engine compartment, a small fire started. Now, these Metro buses have an automatic fire suppression system, fire extinguishers, that if there is a fire, it detects it and it goes, it puts it out. Okay. There was a small fire. The fire detection system detected the fire. The fire extinguisher system worked as advertised, and it releases the fire retardant. However, the people on the bus hear of the system going off, and then the bus fills with this what they called smoke. It's actually the powder from the fire extinguishers, and they panicked. People started busting windows out and climbing out of the windows and like throwing babies out of the window and shit. There were 6 people that were hurt in this. 2 of them were infants. I mean, like 1-year-old babies. 2 of them, they were cut by the glass. 2 of them were kids, slightly bigger. And then 2 of the people were adults, like old men, flopping out of the window and landing on their head on the pavement and shit. The doors to the bus opened, people were going out through the doors, but for some dumbass reason, panic, people were busting windows out and trying to fly out of the windows. Just be aware, okay, on these metro buses, they have this system, and it's okay. It's all right. It's not going to kill you if it goes off. You can just chill, find a door, and exit, and you won't get hurt. I think that they need to do some kind of a PSA, a public service announcement thing for these buses and say, guys, if this happens, this is what you do. Because if there's a door right there, there ain't no need to break a window and flop out on your head onto the sidewalk. That's just stupid. But anyway, what can you do? There's no accounting for panic. Okay, that's it. That's all I got for today. Saturday, the 9th of March, 2013. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.